Just give me 1 second. You know how it is. Bringing the desktop up. Let's see. Must see. Let me bring up the big screen. Not that I'll be able. I might be able to read it better, but not be able. Doesn't mean I'll be able to pronounce it better.
I started to realize.
There we go. Marcenaria. How close? How close did I get? Probably not very. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Hey, Rosie. Yogi says, hi, Yogi. How are you? I'm good, Rosie. How about you? Hi, Selma. Hey, Sniper. Sniper says, greeting, beautiful souls. Give me a second. All right. What's new with Rosie? Hey, Country Boy Magic. How are you, my friend? Long time no see. I'm gonna mod you up. I don't know why some people seem to have the mods have gone away, but I'm fixing that for you, Country Boy. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you're back. Someone says, miss you. We're always here for you, Selma. Country Boy, how you been? It's been a while since we've seen a post for you. Someone says, love you guys, we love you too. Cat says, I'm late. You're never late. Cat, you're always on time. Cat says, hi, Yogi. Hi, Cat. Sipper says, hi, Cat and Jack. Speaking of cats, upstairs cat just came in. Cat says, hi, friends in chat. Country Boy says, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. I appreciate the big light. Cat says, I love you, Selma. Hey, Rolla. I've been thinking of you, my friend. Cat says, hi to Willow. Country Boy says, Cat, hello. Someone says, I love you too, Cat and Jack. I'm going to post what I posted earlier today. Repost. If I can find it. Just a second. I'm not ignoring you guys. Get away from Country Boy Magic. Thank you, my friend. And let's see. Country Boy drops a link. What do you got for us, my friend? Magic dancing. Oh, 5 days. I just hit the notification. So it'll notify me. I'll be there. Looking forward to it. I left you an early gift, my friend. Cat says, hi, Hat's on a mission. Jeremy and Cheryl, how are you guys? Willa says, thanks, sad, but I'll be fine. It's okay to be sad, Willow. You want to be able to express it. You don't want it to don't want to harbor it in your body. You have every right to be sad. So Country Boy has a premiere coming up in 5 days. Hey, Anna. Willow says, how are you, Yogi? I'm doing pretty good, Willow. Hey, Marlon, how are you? Hi there, Eric Mikani. Cece says, the great Yogi, the great Cece. How are you, Cece? Country says, greetings from Euro. You doing some coffee now? Coffee or tea? What's new with you, Cece? Hey, Vlogs. Vlogs says, so, sir, how are you? Like 7 done. I appreciate that. Semper says, the mirror of the divine will always reflect back as experiences. The very thing you personally projected into the matrium is the world you live in. It is an interface. And Macernia says, good night, just Yogi. Good night, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Hey, I'm sorry. I should have given you a more proper welcome. And if you hang out for 1 minute, I will right now. Bringing up your channel from Brazil. Welcome from Brazil, my friend. I am subscribed, hitting all notifications, and I hope I get a chance to explore your channel, and I will tomorrow for sure. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. Really, really appreciate you coming in. Hey, Lee. Lee, you got me interested in mudlarking. Do I ever miss seeing the moonrise? It's a good question. I'm going to say no. Because I love the moon, and I love the moon in all of its various stages. And I do love the moonrise. It's awesome. But man, I love the dawn. I love the quiet. I love being out there first thing. I love knowing that I'm one of the first people catching that dawn chorus, the first bird call. That, the birds singing the dawn into existence. Who knows where I'd be without them? One of my favorite times seeing the moon is right when it's still just a little bit dark. The sun is peeking, just beginning to peek through first little tiniest bit rays of light, and yet the moon is lingering. I love the sense of a lingering moon. Got a moon tattoo on my back. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. Just a crescent moon. I love every phase of the moon, but there's something about that sliver thin slice of moon when you know there's a wholeness to it, but all you're seeing is that little sliver. Could talk about the moon. I could talk about the moon forever. Marla says, well, not great, but way better than earlier. Glad you're doing better. Cece says, I always have some kind of answer. You certainly do. Tough love, Yogi? What are we tough loving about? Hey, Mary Z. Welcome back, my friend. Vlog says, so, sir, I read that and I apologize. I don't believe in tough love. Willa says, no, yes, but she was so young and she was fine, but then wasn't. I don't know why, but I'll be back. Sorry, I keep doing this. You don't ever need to be sorry, Willa. Hey, we're here for everything, every little bit. Not just in times when we're all laughing and having fun. We are here for everything all of us go through, whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. What's your favorite phase of the moon, Kat? Everyone. Vlogs is good. I'm glad to hear that, Vlogs. I enjoyed the premiere, Lee. Phil says, hi, MK. Sorry, I need to text you, but I haven't been good today. I thought I'll pop up on and say hi, and then I'm just not in the right place at the moment. So understandable. You get some love from Marlon. Hey, pre-retirement. Betty, how are you, my friend? I hope I can learn how to pronounce your name. Marcenaria. 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 I might be getting close. It sounds right. Cat says, Lee, I can't comment on your shorts. It might be because are you a managing moderator? Hey, Maddie. Maddie says, Miss Yogi, my friend, thank you for dropping into my stream. Maddie, I enjoy being in your stream. It's good for me. North says, Eric, it's good fun. It cleans the earth. Thank you, Marcenaria. Mary says, Anna, hello. Bula says, I'll be back, Yogi. I keep doing this, but I just don't know. I need a break. Just said yes. Hey, Willow. Come in whenever you're able to. Don't worry about if you can stay. Don't worry about anything as far as this end is concerned. North says, Cat, that's a YouTube issue. Country says, let's see. Missile Bro? Yep, that's what I was thinking, Sniper. Cat, because you're top mod. Get away from country. Thank you, my friend. North says, Yogi, you're speaking my magic. There is something about the moon. And of course, Cat, in the winter, on my later walks, sometimes I'm able to catch the moon. Maddie says that a cat. Betty says so to everyone. Betty, how are you doing? Betty, you're always such an awesome support, and I appreciate that. But you never get a chance just to see how you are. So how are you? Vlog says, all friends, nice to meet live streaming. Thank you, Vlogs. I hope everyone connects. Marla says, all good, Willow. Please take care of you first. I need you to be as good as you can be. That's the best thing you can do for me. Scenario says, Brazil Tiger friend, village food. Okay, thank you. And we get a peace sign. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Maddie says, Marlon, buddy. North says, Sniper, hope my followers come check you out. Hey, Magic. What's up, Runner Boy? Runner Boy, where are you standing watch hour wise? Anna says, hi, Vlogs. I'm good, thank you. How are you? And I keep practicing. Marcenaria says, gives us some trophies. I appreciate that. Maddie says, Libro. Hey, Songahan. Cece says, I got a moon behind me. It's just a tattoo. The question is, does it have a tattoo on it? Runner Voice says you're grape and watermelon than earlier. What does that mean, Runner Boy? Everyone's saying hi. Hey, Anna Marie. Anna Marie says, so, Mr. Yogi. Hello, Anna Marie. Nice to see you. It was nice meeting you. And thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. I returned the favor. Maddie waves at Anna. Marla says, got my first car today, which I really need to get out of here. And also have a deer to pick up. And after everything seemed great, now it doesn't drive. Seemed to be broken alternator. Where'd you get the car, Marlon? Which will immediately double the cost. Hey, if you just got it and it's not working, that should be, at least here in the States, that should be on whoever bought it or whoever sold it to you. I'm sorry. Phyllis says, okay, MK, yes. I'll try to text you today. But I'm okay. I just need to take a break from everything at the moment. It's understood, Willa. One of us says, nice Sunday, broom broom time. Hey, Stitch. That's okay, Stitch. You're not really late. Our friend Duncan came in today asking about you. He wanted a little checkup. He also wanted to know, have you done one of the workouts yet? North says, hi to Stitch. Maddie sends some love to Anna. Lewis says, thanks, Yogi. I know I just try to stay, but it's hard at the moment. I understand. Hey, Willow, even when you're not here, just know that we all love you. We know what you're going through. Most of us have been through that as well. Doesn't make it easier for you, but we're sending our love to you. Hey, Magic 5U gives us a wave. How are you? Cece says, you asked if anyone can justify an angry response with a plea for help. That could be a topic of conversation. Of course, anyone can justify it to themselves, which is entirely up to you. You justify it to yourself and you get the world that you've justified. If you're happy with that, I'm not going to argue with you. He says, where did that go? Hey, Skits. Sorry, I was just about to read Maddie's comment. Let's just read, I'm sorry, Lee's comment. Hey, Toy Pups, and everything skipped. Toy Pup says, drive by hi and love you guys. It's my singing partner, Sonny Bono. Hey, Bud Files. Lee, I lost your comment. Oh, you love the Dark Moon. Gotcha. Marlon says, Willa, know that he's got you back. Oh, you responded with tough love. Don't even know what that is. I'll be honest. And I don't see how that fits as a justification. It says the lead that goes into the alternator. Hey, you know, Jace works on cars, so you can ask him tomorrow afternoon. One of us says, if you're a mod, you can't comment on shorts. I know that I can when I'm on a desktop. But when I'm on my phone, I can't. I can hit a like, but I can't respond. Let's see. CC says, ask you, Yogi, have you ever yelled or been angry with someone because you cared? Not for a long, long time. Not for a long, long time. I came to a realization that me being loud or angry isn't the best way to show that I care. How are you, Toy Pups? How's the construction going? He says Sniper can't comment on most shorts. Mini community can on shorts. Toy Pup says, see you guys tomorrow. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Bud Files, I hope you're doing well. Toy Pup says, love you guys. Vlog says, Mary Eats, Mary Recipes, nice channel. I'm joining. Awesome vlogs. It is a really nice channel. We love you, Willow. Masanaria gives us a wave. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you hanging in there with us. Anna says, so glad I could catch you live. I have not heard a lot of the famous Mr. Yogi. I thought I had modded you up, Anna.
Good evening.
Here. Hey, Big Al.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm fighting the urge to give a no smartass comment to Cat and Jack. Because she says
Why?
she says I miss the moon and I love a great big full moon. And she doesn't want a smartass comment to that. And I'm fighting. I think I might pull a muscle trying to fight back the urge of giving a smartass comment.
Well, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I will say the wrong thing.
You can never say the wrong thing, Big Al.
Oh, I guarantee I can.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. I've had a bit of a low day, a bit of a low week, really, at the minute.
Anything we can do to help?
Not really. Monday didn't go very well. Yesterday didn't go splendid, and today's just been bad. But I'll be, I'm fine. I'll get by, as we all do. There's not a lot anyone can do, really. I just, just go with the flow, really.
I can understand that.
I thought I'd jump in quickly because obviously tomorrow's Thursday and you have Thursday evening with Kat, so I thought I'd jump in now.
I appreciate it. If you ever, go ahead.
I was just about to say I don't think I've made it into the last couple of lives, or at least I haven't been up with you. So
right, it has been a couple days. Hey, Heavenly Star. What else is going
on? Not much really. Haven't really done a lot.
How's the bike?
I've had low motivation. That said, I have been playing guitar, and I tried to sort my TV out. I don't appear to be able to watch anything, so I'm trying to sort out that. It may be the TV. I don't know.
Right. Hey, do you like to read?
Yeah, I read. I've read both recently. I've read both Max Brooks' World War C books. I need to start reading the Dave Grohl autobiography that my mum bought me for Christmas.
I'm sorry, which biography?
Dave Grohl.
Oh.
And
Foo Fighters,
my sister bought me. Yes. My sister bought me a D-Day book for my birthday that I've not started either.
Hey, have you been doing your models?
I need to buy more stuff. I bought more paint and then built all the stuff that needed doing, and I haven't bought anything since. That said, I need to save a bit of money now because I've spent quite a lot over the last few days. It's with Father's Day coming up, I've spent £30 on my stepdad.
Well,
Which, with all the bills that I've had to pay, I've paid. So let me just quickly think. I won't say what I spent. It all went on bills, but basically, as soon as I got paid, £100 went straight away for 2 bills. I had to pay my mum back because I borrowed money off her before payday. And I had a problem with paying my rent. So that was another like £304, I think.
is that all taken care of?
Yeah, it's sorted now. But basically, it was a lot of money, obviously. I think I
Right.
paid on payday. I think I spent about £500 or thereabouts on a mixture of bills, my rent, electric, stuff like that.
Pretty much know what you're going to say, but if you ever want to consider having a PayPal link on your channel, I know there's a lot of people who care about you, Big Al, and we would like to help you in any way. And again, I know what you're going to say, but if you think of it as just an exchange of friendship, I'm just putting it out there.
And I really do appreciate the offer, Yogi. I'm not going to say no or anything because obviously you knew I would say that anyway. But the
did.
offer is appreciated. That is, I genuinely mean that. Obviously, it is very appreciated. So thank you. For now, like I say, I'll get by. Oh, have heard about my operation, and it's not going ahead like yet, which is another thing that's wound me up. Really, it's really aggravated me. That's not. Yeah, that like I say, that's not going ahead anytime soon. I've got to have another face-to-face with the doctor to discuss the side effects of the operation and all the risks with the operation, things that get better having the operation, but things that may get worse having the operation.
Right. Well, that's unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. I phoned them this morning because I realised that like this week is the 6th week. I got a letter saying I'd hear something between 4 to 6 weeks, and like I say, this week is the 6th week. So I phoned the hospital this morning, and they couldn't find me on any waiting list. So the nurse went and checked, and she went, "Oh yeah, you're not on a waiting list because you need to have a face-to-face with the doctor." I said, "Well, on my birthday, I had the phone call with the doctor, and he said that the operation was necessary. Like he recommended it. He agreed with me that it was needed. But ultimately, that's not the case apparently. So now I've got to wait even longer."
Well, I'm sorry to hear that because I know you were looking forward to getting this taken care of once and for all, and mainly you were looking forward to feeling better.
Yeah, that's the thing. The quicker they do the operation, the sooner I'll recover, and the sooner I can get on with things. Like I've heard back from the rugby, and it's the same story as last time. Essentially, they want me to take part in the training sessions,
Right.
see what I'm like, and then from there, perhaps do the matches on a weekend. But I'm meeting the woman at some point who's like, she doesn't run the rugby or she's not in charge or anything, but she wants to meet me before I partake.
Right.
Not for any particular reason. Like she's not going to meet me and say, "Oh no, you're not suitable," because as already been discussed, I'm allowed to go to the training sessions and then go from there. So it's not to meet me to say, "Oh, no, you can't." She just wants to meet me before I turn up, which is a good thing for me actually, because I'm quite an anxious person. So meeting me before I actually go is helpful for me because at least I'll have someone familiar there.
Any idea when you might start the practices?
She's on holiday this week, as in not physically on holiday like abroad, but she's got a week off work. So when she's back, she's going to contact me.
Hey, how long is rugby season anyway?
That's something I don't know. When I played rugby before, we used to play from sort of, I think it was from November to February. And then sort of from March to August, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been like over a year now, at least, since I last played. So
it's sort of like 2 seasons, a little break in between.
Yeah, I've played both Union and League, and I still don't understand the rules of each. Like when I'm playing, the rules are easy, but I can't explain the rules to anyone of either because I end up getting them mixed up until I start playing, and the rules have been, sort of. You get reminded of the rules every time you play rugby, which is a good thing. Just go over the rules, make sure you know how to tackle correctly, and all that stuff. And then, depending on whether you're playing League or Union, the referee will state that before you start. He'll say, like, this is League rules or Union rules, and he'll have a quick recap of the rules, and then you go straight into a match, and you know what you're doing. You don't it's not confusing. But it's difficult for me to explain now what the rules of Union and League are. It's just something I can't do.
Right. Hey, are you? I know you said you're like 5'7". You say you're about 145, 150 pounds.
I can't.
How many stones?
I can't convert to pounds. I am 10 stone.
Okay. And so that comes out to about 140 pounds or so. You're going up against some pretty big guys though, right? I've seen some. I told you I trained 2 professional rugby players here in the States, and they're big. They're about 230 to 240, so they'd have 100 pounds on you.
Yeah, I've played against some big lads, both height and weight wise, if you like. But I've still taken people down, people bigger than me. Like every time I played rugby, or in the past, because obviously it was played with mates who I was mates with in the Air Force anyway, so I knew them all really, apart from the opponents, because you play against the Army, you play against the Navy. But those who I played with, there was always the same jokes. Oh, you're going to get flattened, you're going to get squashed, you're going to get hurt, all of that kind of stuff. And then people saw me on the pitch and saw how fast I was and stuff like that. And I used to say to them, they used to come up to me after the match, really surprised. And it's like, now you see why I don't get hurt, because I'm never in the way. I'm too I'm okay. I'm slightly bragging now, but I'm quite fast.
Right. That's not very bragging.
I'm fast. I'm agile, so I don't get. I'm out of the way really, because the bigger guys, no offense to them, because it makes sense they're bigger. Because they're bigger, they're also heavier and not as agile, and it means that most of the time, not all the time, because I've had some tackles that have been quite big tackles, and I've just shook hands with them, got up and carried on. but most of the time I'm out of the way because I've got the ball and I've gone.
Right. Makes sense.
Whereas, like I said, I've been involved in some big tackles.
My thoughts are, don't judge anyone out there on the field if they're there, if they made the team, if they're playing. They obviously know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're 5'7", 10 stones, obviously you got some kind of skill that levels the playing ground in your, somewhat in your advantage, or you wouldn't be there.
Exactly. I mean, like I may not be massive, but when you're running as, again, I'm not trying to brag, but it's going to come across as a brag. When you're running as fast as I do, you carry momentum, and it doesn't matter how big you are. If someone hits you with a lot of momentum in the right place, you're going down.
Right.
So it doesn't, it's everyone judges me until they see how I play, and then most of the time people are shocked. Like there was a guy, I remember him. I can't remember his actual name, but we used to call him KB. And he was twice the size of me in both weight and height and all of that kind of stuff. And the very first match we played against each other, we were both being cocky. Both of us. We were both talking crap to each other, both being cocky. He was saying I was going to get flattened. I was like, yeah, but you're not as fast as me, all of that kind of stuff, hyping each other up, kind of all that. And then when we got in the match, he got the ball and I got him and I tackled him. And after, in fact, not even after the match, it was after the tackle. He got up, shook my hand, and he was like, mate, that was crazy. That was amazing. He was like, you full on came after me. And I was like, well, yeah, because I've got the speed.
Right. And that's the game. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. But no, I'm a decent player. I'm not gonna, I'm not like professional level. I'm not, if England rugby came to me tomorrow and said, "Oh, do you want to be on the team?" I know straight away I'm not good enough for that. But for like, I don't know whether to call it semi-professional or not, but like lower league, yeah, I'm definitely good enough for that.
But you never really got into soccer, have you, or football?
Not really. No, I'm not the best at football.
What about cricket?
I'm not a cricket fan.
No.
No, I prefer baseball actually.
I think you mentioned that. We've had this conversation before, because I remember you saying that you prefer baseball.
Yeah, I definitely prefer baseball over like playing it. If it came to watching it, I do find cricket more enjoyable to watch, but that's probably because I understand the rules a bit more. With cricket being more of an English sport than baseball. Baseball's not very popular over here.
Right.
So out of the two, I'd probably prefer to watch cricket. But for me, baseball is a bit more active than cricket, so I definitely prefer playing baseball. Sorry.
Here are the rules as I see them: hit the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball. All I know about baseball.
Yeah, I don't get the whole base thing because I last time I played, because my speed comes into it. I outran one of my own players, and it got him or me. I can't remember which one of us now, but one of us got out because of it. Because you're not allowed to overtake your arena if you're on the same team, which I found absolutely mad. It's like, well, hold on a minute, I'm running faster than him, and it's just a bit. Yeah, but I definitely prefer to play baseball anyway.
Right. Similar rules now in American football: throw the ball, catch the ball, tackle the guy with the ball.
I don't like American football. It's not because you guys call it football and it's not used. You don't use your feet at all, really. But I don't like American football. It's too much stop and start for me.
I can see that.
there's not enough playing. It's all, and I don't get all the 10 yards this and 5 yards that. It winds me up. I can't do the whole stop and start thing. I'd probably feel different if I played it because every sport is different when you play versus when you watch.
Right.
But,
I don't know if you.
having watched the Super Bowl a few times, I definitely can't get into it.
I don't know if you would enjoy playing it after playing rugby, which is, like you said, faster pace. I think if you try to play American football after playing rugby, you would be like, this is pretty boring. I just want to play. I just want to keep moving and keep doing stuff. I could be wrong. I haven't played football myself. I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it as a kid, and then in high school, when I played, I had no interest in playing the game, but I loved football practice. I loved running. I loved doing the burpees. I loved being in the weight room. Everything about it. But the game itself, like, I didn't start, meaning I sat on the bench most of the time, and I was perfectly fine. And one time we were really, really high up in points, and the coach was putting everyone in, and he said, McCarty, get on out there. Let's see what you can do. And I was like, I'm good. And he was like, shocked. What do you mean you're good? Like, no, I'm fine. I can just sit. I'm watching everyone play. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And afterwards, he was like, you don't like football, do you? I was like, no, not really. And he's like, well, here's the thing. You like training, come into the weight room, hang out with us, work out. Just don't be on the team. And I was like, that works for me. Hey, Mike.
See, I prefer the rugby rules are easier to understand for me over football. And I'm going back to soccer. But for me, the rules of rugby are a bit easier to understand than not easier to understand because it's not that I don't understand the rules, but like I act faster than I think. So when it comes to football, I always forget about the offside rule and I sprint down the pitch for the ball and I always get blown as being offside and it's really annoying because I just put my speed to good use to get in front of everybody, but I end up being offside. So it's just
Hey, do you like running?
I love running, yeah.
You ever think about racing?
I've done a few races. I came first in a cross country before.
Oh, nice.
And all of my running in the Air Force, I was always ahead of everybody. Apart from when I was injured.
I came late to running. I used to always run for training.
Yeah.
For conditioning, for something specific. And I would run for fun, for stress relief and stuff like that. But I didn't start racing until I did like a few like neighborhood 5Ks. I didn't start racing.
Yeah.
I didn't become a runner until I was 45 years old.
That's the unfortunate thing about being fast is in the military you are voluntold for everything. So it'll always be, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If someone needs someone somewhere fast, it's always me.
Right.
I remember the last exercise I was on before leaving the forces, and one of the sergeants said to me, well, he said to everybody, said to the whole section, he was like, I need someone to go and get magazines. Because what we were doing, we didn't have enough magazines for everybody to have like 3 each. So it meant that we all had 3, and then there was like, I don't know, 5 people who had 1 magazine each. And obviously we needed more. But we did have more, we just didn't have them with us at the time. They were in the back of one of the trucks. And the sergeant says, I need someone to go and get them. Without hesitation, he looked at me and he went, yeah, Al, go and grab him. And it was like, really? And he was like, yeah, you're the fastest. Go and get him quickly. So it has its pros and it has its cons. You just get volunteered for everything. It doesn't
Right.
matter what you're doing. It's always the fastest guy getting volunteered. But the unfortunate thing to that as well is you're being the fastest. I was usually put behind everyone when it came to doing team activities because they knew if they put me at the front, I'd just disappear. That's it. I'd be gone. And I got into trouble a few times for just like technically abandoning everyone during team building exercises where there was any running involved. About 5 minutes in, I'd just forget that it was meant to be a team exercise, and I'd just like my legs would go. That's it. I'd gone. Like bye, see you later. And then I'd get shouted at later on. Like it was a team exercise. Why did you leave everyone? Like, well, I don't know. I'm just fast. So in the future, I got to put at the back of the pack.
Yeah, I can see there's some downsides to being the fastest. How are you in distance?
Yeah, I look running's running to me, Yogi. I'm a bit of a mixed bag. So there'll be times where I don't know if it depends on my mood, but there's times where I love sprint running. I love sprinting, so 100-meter race, love it. Nearly always come first, not always because that'd be impossible, but nearly always I come first in 100 meters sprint. But I do prefer endurance. I love marathons and things like that.
So I'm thinking, have you ever heard of fell running?
Sorry?
Have you ever heard of fell running? FELL?
No.
It's actually I don't want to say it's a big sport in London, but in Britain, in England. It is a generally speaking, it's a English sport, or no, let me say British sport, that you're running up the fells. You're basically running uphill, often in the middle of the night. There's a wonderful
right.
book,
Never heard of that.
wonderful book called Feet in the Clouds that deals all with that. I've read that when I was doing ultra running, and it really made me want to go to England and do some fell running. There are some pretty outstanding runners doing that. Might be
I think
right
the
up your
main
alley.
reason. Sorry, I thought you finished. My bad.
That's okay. Nope, I was saying it might be something you'd be interested in.
Possibly, yeah. I think the reason I love like intermittent running is because of the military. Because in order to keep pace when you're doing any kind of long distance exercises, what they make you do is, well, you'll have a PTI, but you'll start off at just like a normal jogging pace, and then a couple of miles in, you'll get double time, so you'll go into almost a sprint, and you'll do that for maybe 5 minutes, maybe not even that long, but it is a sprint for a certain distance, and then you'll slow it back down again to a jogging pace, and then because obviously everything's timed, and although it's timed, and you're not allowed to, like, let's say you're not allowed to go over 2 hours, you're also not allowed to be like under an hour and a half.
Right.
So you've got to set a pace, and which is why you have a PTI with you, because the PTIs have done it that many times, they just know the pace straight away. And they'll they'll sort of say you're going too fast, or pick it up a bit, you're going too slow. So yeah, that's one thing that I did love while I was in the military, and I still, even when I'm out on my own doing a run, there'll be times where I'll sort of realise I'm in a sprint, and I'll slow myself down a little bit, and I think it's because you just get a burst of adrenaline, don't you? Sometimes,
Yep.
especially if you're full of energy. And I'm not being rude to anyone, but obviously I'm only 29, so I'm still quite young. I don't see myself as young, but everyone tells me, so I'm going to go with it for now. But because I'm quite young, I still have a lot of energy to burn off. And that can sometimes, like I say, I'll catch myself in a sprint and I'll go, whoa, you need to slow down, you're going to burn yourself out, and you've still got to get home yet. And, like I say, but I think it's that little burst of energy you get, that little burst of adrenaline. I'll slow it back down into a jog. And, then later on, I'll find myself sprinting again, and I'm like, whoa, where did this come from? Slow down. But some of it's habit, some of it's because I enjoy it. I have
And
burnt
running-
myself out a few times. I've got the last run I did was obviously before I moved, and I ran 8 miles, and I ran 8 miles away from home, and I realised when I stopped, I was like, right, I'm 8 miles away from home, and I've got no energy because I've just burnt myself out running this far at a very fast pace. I had to sit down, have a drink, and then figure out how I was going to get home. I basically walked. I didn't hitchhike or anything like that. That's not a very popular thing in the UK. I don't think. I don't know anyone who's ever hitchhiked in the UK. But anyway, I just decided to walk home. I was like, "There's no way I'm running home now," because I've literally burnt myself out. I've had no energy left, and yeah, it was just one of them things.
And running just feels good. Sometimes it's easy to get carried away because when you hit your stride, and your thoughts slow down, it just feels good to be in motion like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had that experience in 100-mile races where I had a almost little magical moment in a 100-mile race. At mile 40, I was slightly hypothermic. I was shivering. I didn't have all the right clothes that I needed at the time. I couldn't find everything.
Yeah.
And a person who was going to pace me later in the race through the night sent a message to my other pacers and says he's not going to make it. He might make it to the turnaround, which was actually at mile 60. You did 60 miles out and back, and then you were at a turnaround, and then you went back out for 40. She said he's hypothermic, that he's not going to make it. He's going to need something warm, some warm clothes, and he'll probably just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And somewhere it was freezing rain, and everything crystallized, and I started running. My person I was running with said, "I'm going to drop. It's too miserable out, and I think you and I should drop." And he was telling people, "Yeah, we're going to drop." And I found myself just starting to smile and feeling better and better and better. And I knew this was a week after my 50th birthday, too. I knew that I was going to finish my first 100 because I just had the realization I feel fairly miserable. I'm wet, I'm cold, I'm hypothermic. And yet, if it doesn't get any worse than this, I'm doing pretty good because I'm smiling and I'm moving. By the time I got into the 60-mile mark, my friend was there, greeting me. She said, "You look like a different runner. Something happened to you between mile 40 and mile 60."
Yeah.
And it did. It was just getting caught up in the moment, literally a runner's high.
Yep, I understand it. In 2018, I went down with heat exhaustion. It was very hot in the UK. In like the middle of 2018, the temperature got to like 30 and above. I think on the day that I did it, because I can't remember what. I think it may have been in like June or July. Sort of in like the middle of the year, June or July time, and it was again while I was in the military. We were doing a tactical advance to battle, and it can be quite a distance, and we'd all been not forced literally, but all the NCOs, because they have a duty of care, you're supposed to have a big breakfast and drink plenty before you do it, because obviously it's a big distance and we knew it was going to be a warm day. So I'd had like a full English minus the bacon and the mushroom. But I'd had, full English breakfast. I'd had like 2 glasses of pure orange juice. I'd had a cup of tea and I think 2 glasses of water. And even when I went from the mess hall back to our headquarters, I was still sipping water out of a bottle. And we started, and everything was fine. We started this tab, everything was fine. People were dropping out because some of them were unfit. They'd not done any of the exercises for a while, which is a problem. But yeah, a lot of people drop out anyway. Some people like twist their ankle, they get a small injury, they have to drop out because obviously
Right.
you can make things worse. You are carrying a lot of weight. So people were naturally dropping out, and you look around and you're like, wow, we started with like 100 people and we're down to like 20 people now. And I don't remember much at the actual time, but I remember things. I like everything came back to me afterwards. I'd been sipping water during the tab. My mate Gaz was running next to me. We were keeping pace with each other because there was a lot of spacing. By the time we'd got to I think it was at the 12th mile or thereabouts, there was people in front of us that had gapped, and there was people behind us that the ambulance was catching up to that were about to drop out. And I don't, like I say, at the time, I don't remember. I remember it now because I remember the events afterwards. But at the time, I basically collapsed. I was exhausted. I was dehydrated. I was just very hot. I was defended by the NCOs. The NCOs, said, because there was a lot of questions asked about had I drank enough and eaten enough. And I said, yeah, I know what I ate. I know what I drank. And the NCOs, because they had, quote, forced us to eat and drink that morning, they kind of backed up the fact and said, well, no, we know what he ate because we made them. Like I say, technically forced, but not actually forcing us. It's just to make sure we'd eaten enough, got enough calories, enough energy, all that stuff. But anyway,
Right.
the NCOs, like I say, the NCOs defended me and said, no, we know what he ate. He definitely ate enough. He definitely drank enough. He was still sipping water while he was running, all that kind of stuff. But I ended up with soft tissue damage on my back because one of the plates in my body armor had struck me like in the center of the back with all my kit. Because I also had a Bergen on my back as well, which weighed like above 60 kilograms. Plus my helmet and my rifle obviously had my body armor on and my webbing and stuff like that. But when I landed on the floor, my bag landed on like my back, and the plate in ECBA is quite a small plate. It's designed to protect your vital organs. So anyway, like I say, when I hit the ground, my bag landed on me. The plate in my back was obviously hit by whatever was in my bag and hit me in the back as well. And I had soft tissue damage, which, isn't a massive problem, but it means that I had to, stay out of things for a while because you can make things worse. And obviously the military don't want that. It means they have to pay insurance. It means they have to, all sorts of things can go wrong. As you know, Yogi, yourself being an athlete, if you get an injury, it's best to, nurse the injury before doing anything that's going to make it worse. So yeah, basically that happened. I was picked up by the ambulance. We have our own ambulance that follows in case anyone gets any serious injuries. But I was picked up by the ambulance. I got taken straight to a hospital, an actual hospital, not the military hospital, where I was put on a drip to be given intravenous fluids to get me, stop me from being dehydrated. I was cooled down because obviously, like I say, I was really hot. And I was have to go home the next day. Like I say, I just had to nurse my injured back. It was a cold compress, like a few hours a day, just to get rid of the bruising and stuff.
Right.
But Yeah, like
Nice.
I think it was like 2 weeks later. I was back in my job. I didn't do any exercise for a while, but I was back in the job, and then like maybe a month later, I got to redo um the tab, and thankfully the weather was a little bit cooler, and I took more to drink and drank more in the morning. Not that I don't believe that I didn't drink enough or eat enough, but just in case, I had extra food that morning. I had extra fluids. I took extra
Right.
fluids with me, and I did. I completed it. I did it the second time, and it was fun.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. Ended up in the emergency room getting IV for lost fluids. I couldn't keep anything down. It was 90 some degrees. I think I told you this story, all because of an olive.
Yes, I think I remember. Yeah.
Thank you, Sissy. We got some jewels from Sissy. We got happy poop from Sissy. Speaking of olives,
I
Our
saw the
friend-
happy poop.
our friend Maddie, New F Snow Frills No Mercy, is having an olive channel or an olive challenge this weekend on one of his live streams.
I will not be partaking.
No? Are you
No.
gonna watch?
I didn't know about it, but I will try and get there. Yeah.
Because he does not like olives. So I think he's eating both green and black.
Was it mentioned in his fly tie-in, tie fly? Yeah, I got it right the first time. Was he mentioned in that? Because I missed it today.
I don't think he mentioned it today. We were talking about it last night.
Right. Okay.
Um,
I think I missed you last night. Yeah.
we were looking for you.
Yeah. I apologize, Yogi. I was busy, and I think. Oh, I did actually check. I checked at 11:55, and it said you were live an hour ago, so I missed you.
Right. That's okay. It happens. I'm gonna get ready to wrap things up, Big Al. I made an hour in my live stream. Always the goal, such as it is.
That's fine. I'm gonna go in the shower anyway. I need a shower. I've got it's funny because we're talking about the walking and the running and stuff, and I've actually got to walk. I can't go on my bike because there's nowhere for me to lock my bike up when I go to the calf tomorrow. But I'm meeting someone, and she said, "Can we meet at this calf?" And I said, "Well, yeah. It means I can't bike, so I'm sacrificing my legs."
Right.
Like I say, there's nowhere for me to lock my bike up, but it's from where I am now. I'm an hour out of the way, so I'm having to walk that hour instead of biking, which would have probably taken me maybe half that time.
Yep, I bet.
But it means I get my steps in. So, every cloud has a silver lining.
You're right. Hey, Monkey Man. Yep, you're right about that.
I just thought I'd bring it up because obviously we're talking about the whole walking thing, and it made sense to mention it.
Right. It does. Next time we chat, I want to talk about bikes. I'm thinking about getting an electric bike, not for exercise, for travel.
Well, I can't recommend anything because I'm not a fan of electric bikes, but I'm also not clued up about electric bikes either. I'm
Right.
more of a push bike, mountain bike kind of guy. I don't really.
Well, that's perfect though, because I wasn't actually going to ask you for information about bikes. I was just curious about your thoughts on them. And now that I know that you're not a fan, our next conversation, you can tell me why you're not a fan.
Okay, that's fair enough. It will be probably Friday because obviously tomorrow is Cat and Yogi Day.
Cat and Yogi Day. Absolutely. It's the Cat and Yogi show. Got to make sure we
put
get
it
that.
in your diary. Put it in your diary that Big Al is coming up on Friday, and we're going to talk about why I don't like electric bikes. It's not that I don't like them for like. I'm not going to tell you the reason now, obviously, because that defeats the purpose. But it's not that I don't like them because they're electric bikes. I just have my reasons, but we'll discuss it on Friday, obviously.
Friday. Yep. Awesome, Big Al. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Merry Christmas.
Always Happy New Year's.
See you later.
See you, my friend. Our good friend Big Al. Spending time with me, always appreciated. So, Pups, what's up? How are you? We'll talk for a few more minutes and get ready. I'll go to bed a little bit early. I got to be well rested for the Cat and Jack show. Hey, Selma. Selma says, hi, Mommy. Silsar says, Merry Fishmas. Merry Fishmas and a happy fish year.
Doing all right, I'm doing all right, I'm doing all right. We were on the roll, we were on the roll, hey, we were on the roll, we were on the roll, hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
hey, hey.
All right. Now I got it. Now I got it. What's new, Selma?
I'm like, come here, boy, to Harrison.
And what was he like?
He's like, he threw a water balloon at me, and I was like, come here, boy. A balloon fight.
Did you win?
Yes.
Well, that's all I need to know. Hey, Selma, do you know how to dab?
Yes.
Because Sissy is doing some dabbing in the chat. Can you show her how it's done?
Dab, 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 dab.
Well done. That was expert level dabbing. What do you say to that, Sissy?
Why? Why?
Sissy doubles down on the dabs. She gives us another dab.
I'm a liar. Why?
You are lying. Or maybe a tiger.
Why? Meow, 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 meow.
You got a big party this weekend.
Yes.
You excited?
Yes.
Good. Hey, Sissy says, love you, Sis Selma.
I love you, Sissy Face.
Sissy face. Is that what you said? Sissy face?
No, I said Sissy Face.
Ah, gotcha. Silsar says, and all of you. We love you too, Sissy.
Yogi.
Yes.
I poop up the place last night.
Didn't we have a song about pooping up the place?
Yes.
How's it go again?
Pooping up the place, pooping up the place, pooping up the place.
Now I remember. Toy Flip says, when you hear the yogi sing, you must super chat $50 super chat and mention sing yogi.
We want to see you in a wig.
Want to see me wear a wig?
Yes.
No one wants to see me wear a wig. Hey, Rosie.
Yes. Rosie, super chat if you want to see Yogi's wig. Wearing a wig.
How was the biking, Rosie? We got some floating hearts from Sissy, and we got 2 jewels from Sissy. Thank you so much, Sissy. Sissy's all out of poop. Can you believe that?
Pooping up the place, pooping up the place, pooping up the place.
She's all out of poop. Isn't that an Air Supply song, Sissy? I'm all out of poop. I'm so lost without you. Rosie was fixing her bike. You didn't finish yet? I didn't bike yet. Yesterday I did that 5.71.
Rosie,
Okay.
come here, girl. I'm gonna throw a water balloon at you. Rosie, I'm gonna throw a water balloon at you. Come here, girl.
Rosie says, I mean I, not you. Gotcha. How about any wildlife? Rosie's, yep, go
yeah.
ahead. Uh-huh.
Rosie, come here, girl. I'm gonna throw a water balloon at you.
Rosie says she can't feel her legs, but it was fun.
I'm gonna throw a water balloon at Rosie.
Well, now she knows she's gonna hide.
She's gonna hide.
Who's gonna hide? Doesn't want to get hit
I'm
by a
gonna-
water balloon.
I'm gonna find her. I can't run faster.
You think so?
Yeah.
She might be on her bike though. Hey, speaking of bike, someone, do you have a bike?
Yes.
Do you like riding it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one. Rosie says she didn't see anything. She was getting her mom's medicine for her ear. She has an infection. Well, prayers to your mom, Rosie. She's seen lots of waterfalls though. I like waterfalls. I got a little mini waterfall in my neighborhood. Actually, 2 little mini waterfalls.
I love waterfalls. Have you been to Niagara Falls before?
I have been to Niagara Falls before. It's almost scary. It's so powerful. There's just
Yeah.
this force, and you're afraid that it's going to draw you like closer and closer to the edge without you knowing about it. Had the same feeling at the Grand Canyon.
I have butterfingers.
You do. Does that mean
Yeah.
you have your fingers in butter?
Yes.
Why do you have your
my,
fingers in butter?
my hands were slippery.
Uh,
I was trying to grab the water balloon and I have butterfingers.
let's see. Rosie's fixing her bike. So, Summer, we're going to wrap things up in just a minute or two.
Yeah.
You feel like singing a song?
Yeah.
What do you feel like singing?
I was gonna sing my song, but I still don't know my lyrics to my song, but I'm still working on that.
Okay. Well, when you're ready.
I'm gonna sing You Are My Sunshine. You
Okay.
are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy with sky so gray. You make me happy, and yes, I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Beautiful. Rosie said, Selma, please not the A song. Don't take my words again.
I will do it, Rosie. It's time for you, girl. Ready? I'm doing alright, I'm doing alright, I'm doing alright. We were on a roll, we were on a roll, hey, we were on a roll, we were on a roll, hey, hey.
Did you say A?
Yes,
Do you see what Kat said?
yeah.
What did
Please
Kat
don't
say?
take my sunshine away.
You see that last part?
Uh-oh,
She says A. Please don't take my sunshine, A.
yeah.
You can make a whole new
Uh-oh,
song. What's that?
Rosie's out of words again.
What are we going to do about that?
I don't know.
Randy says, please don't take my sunshine away. We would never do that to you, Randy. That's, you guys ever heard Johnny Cash sing that? You Are My Sunshine? It's actually
Yeah.
a dark and foreboding song. Some heavy lyrics to it. How you
Have
feeling,
you-
Leo? Go
Have
ahead.
you had a snowstorm before and you wanted to throw snowballs at people?
It's been a long time though.
I throw snowballs at Harrison. That's what he gets for cheating on me. I did that when I was in his house.
Rosie still can't talk. Poor Rosie.
Poor Rosie.
She had so much to say to us. Kat says, good night, Yogi and friends. Good night, Kat. I'm going to bed too. So you got one more song, Selma? You want to say goodnight?
I have one more song for Rosie.
All right. Just gonna give her words back.
Yes.
Here we go.
If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. Ooh, lost and the words that we free. I don't even wanna do this anymore. But you already know what's for me, to me. I know what fighting for. Wherever you go, that's what I follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. So I'ma love you every night like it's the last night. Like just the last night. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over, no time on earth was through. I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you, Rosie.
Beautiful, Selma. You know, each day you get better and better and better. You've always been good, but you're getting better and better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yay, a Victor!
You did fix her. Well done. Marlon says, good night, Kat. Rosie says, yay. Thank you, Selma. You're my best friend. I love you, and thanks for my words again. But this way, Rosie can say goodnight to us, so everything works out. Guess everything works out great. Rosie
Yes,
says, you are the best, Selma, and great voice. I agree. You are the best, and you do have a great voice.
thank you. And Rosie, I didn't, I forgot to say her name at the beginning. Can I sing it again?
If you would like to, sure.
Yeah. Rosie, this is for you. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you. If the party was over and the time on earth was through, I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you, Rosie. Ooh, lost, lost and the world set we free. I don't even want to do this anymore. But you wanna know what to me, you know what fighting for. Whatever you go, that's what I follow. Nobody is promised tomorrow. So I'ma live you up and not last night. Like this is last night. If the world was ending, I wanna be nice to you. If the party was over, no time on earth was through. I wanna hold you just for a while and die with a smile. If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you, Rosie Ocean.
Beautiful again.
Yes.
Hey, Mohammed, how are you, my friend? Mohammed says hello. Mary Z says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. And Chris is here. Chris says, to be so kind as to lie or say the truth, even if it hurts. How hard to answer depending on context. It's an interesting question. You know, one of the aspects of yogic philosophy is yogic psychology. Yoga living is to tell the truth, santosha, truth telling. Or in the language of yoga, it's given the opposite, refraining. Sometimes it might be better to not say anything. It all depends. Does it have to be said? Are we saying something for ego gratification? That I know something, my way of thinking, needs to be told. I need to set them straight. So we need to ask ourselves, why am I saying it? Hey, cruising is fun anytime. Jeremy and Cheryl, how are you, my friend? An
Good night,
awesome channel. Rosie says, good night, everyone. Love you all. Gonna finish up my bike so I get my bike ride in. Hopefully I'll see some animals. I hope so. We're wrapping things up, guys. Someone, could you do me a favor?
Thank you, Rosie, for the heart.
Yep. Could you do me a... Go ahead.
Yogi said good night and he loves you and God bless you. And Yogi said good vibes only.
Exactly. I didn't even get a chance to ask you to do that, and you did it for me. Took the words right out of my mouth.
And he will see you at 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:25.
This is true. I will. Thank you so much. And Cruiser says we're doing fine. He's coming under his channel too. I see. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate it. We're actually
have upcoming live for tomorrow.
Hey, you know what's going to happen tomorrow?
Ken Jack is coming tomorrow.
She is coming tomorrow. Are you excited about that?
Yes.
Me too. Thursday is my favorite day of the week because we get to hang out with Kat and we get to talk about the things we love talking about. You going to be there to hang out with us?
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about.
What are we going to talk about?
Course of Miracles?
Yep. Well, tell me. You know more about me than I know about me.
Yes.
It's incredible. How do you do that?
I was looking at your live stream and you talk about miracles, about God and Jesus.
I do quite a bit, and forgiveness.
Yeah.
Do you know how I think you know so much about me?
Yeah.
Because you're a good friend.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Let me say, Chris says, it's been a long time indeed. But I am happy to see you keep spreading love around you, Eric. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate you saying that. Marlon wants to know if we can do some a few breaths. We can. Adam says, love from the Silent One. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. Let's do 3 rounds of 4, 7, 8. Marlon, are you in?
I'm in.
Thank you, Selma. So 4, 7, 8 is a perfect way to end a live stream, perfect way to end an evening, depending on what time it is for you.
Yeah.
We're going to do it 3 times, but if you want to carry it on afterwards on your own, it is worth doing it. You can do it up to, you really don't need to do it more than 8 rounds. I've done it 10 rounds. I don't think it makes a difference between 8 and 10. You get a whole lot of benefit just from doing it 3. All right, Marlon is ready.
It keeps your body calm.
It does keep your body calm. So we're going to breathe in the nose for a count of 4. Going to hold the breath for a count of 7. Exhale through the mouth. You put the tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the upper front teeth. And very lightly, we're going to whoosh for a count of 8. Can I hear you whoosh, Selma?
Yes.
Nice. We want to soften it up a little bit. Hey, Trident. So, here we go. Gonna close your eyes. Hey, Reinhardt. Reinhardt says, what's up, Eric, my brother? What's up, Reinhardt? So, our eyes are closed. We're watching the breath. Just a couple regular breaths. On the out breath, lengthen it a little bit and relax. Relax with every out breath. Let the body get a little heavier. Arms and shoulders getting heavier. And we're going to breathe in now for a count of 4. Rosie is going to do some breath work. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4 through the nose. And now we're going to hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale and whoosh for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth with that whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoosh through the mouth for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do one more. Breathing in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And whoosh for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And surrender the breath. Completely relaxed. Letting go of all the stress. And when you're ready, open your eyes. We're going to say goodnight. Our friend Reinhardt has subscribed to Rosie and to Adam. Awesome. Both awesome people, both awesome channels, Reinhardt. As are you.
And,
Go ahead, Selma.
and remember, I have this book called Good Vibes Only.
Good vibes only, exactly, my friend. I hope that helps, Marlon. All right. Selma, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Love you, my friend.
Love you.
Love you
Bye.
guys. Bye. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, it is the Cat and Jack and her sidekick Yogi hanging out. We're gonna talk all. You thought that was funny?
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Marlon. Me being a sidekick, the Cat and Jack show, and her sidekick Yogi.
Yeah. And don't forget, Pooping up the place, pooping up the place, pooping up the place.
Who could forget that? We'll never forget that. You're welcome, Chris. All right. Love you guys. Take care.
I forgot my fart too. I was
Right.
gonna fart.
You can do it next time. You can do it next time, Stillman. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Gonna poop it up the place.